Greetings again, it's Curtis. Just wanted to announce that my YouTube account will soon be regularly or semi regularly posted with different videos. I want to express some basically thanks to God for a skill that He gave me that I never knew I was ever going to have. Going back until I was probably about 7 or 8 years old, I did do a lot of fictional writing, both on and off through most of my life. It was something I never really considered would be anything significant in my life. When I was 20, I went back to live with my parents for a short time, and I was given a old computer that all I really used for was typing. As I grew to use that computer more and more, I realized writing was something I was becoming very good at. My mother, when she gave me that computer, just started a turn in my life that I never knew would come. I once got up around 8 o'clock in the morning. My mom was already gone to work. I had my breakfast. I sat at my computer, just working away, typing, and working on a story that I can't really remember what it was. But after working probably for about 3 hours or 4 hours, at 11 or 12 o'clock, I stood up, went and got something to eat, and then I came back to the computer. I just continued to type and type and type. And I was actually amazed that I heard my mother coming in the front door. I looked outside, it was dark, it was about 7 o'clock at night, and I was amazed, like, how in the world did I do that? Writing is just something that continued to grow in me since I was a child. But once I hit the age of 20, it just changed. I started writing more and more. When I was in the psychiatric hospital, there was a small art class I went to. I was only in the hospital for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, but I had seen a movie or a series of movies. I saw Lord of the Rings, and I remember seeing maps during the movie, and I started thinking, okay, it'd be really cool if I could do something like that. I was just, with a pen and a piece of paper, drew a sketch of a map. And eventually I saved it, and I started using it and writing up a story that I hoped would take off. I had an idea. It didn't work. I tried a few times to get it to work. During the course of those attempts, I also started writing poetry. I never knew really how good I was, or as good as people have said I am. I had been in a relationship with my girlfriend, who I'm still with to this day, for about 6 or 7 months, and I realized I did love her. So I wrote her some poetry, and she treasured it so much she kept every bit of it. When I was invited to a party for my girlfriend's older brother, who graduated from college, it was very scary for me to go to her house. It had been the first time I had gone up to see her at her house where she lives with her parents. When I was there, it was very interesting because I walk in the door and I'm introduced immediately to two different aunts who are arguing over who is the favorite. Go figure. Later on that night, I found out that they had read some of the poetry that I had written for Heather, my girlfriend. And when I first heard that they read it, I immediately became nervous because I didn't know if I impressed them, if it was too cheesy, if it just wasn't good. And they were both actually very impressed with the skill that I had. One of them asked me, why am I working in a manufacturing plant and warehouse and shipping and receiving operations if I have writing skills that I have? I basically told her I need a steady source of income because writing doesn't pay well until you're discovered, and I haven't been yet. However, that kind of springboarded me to do more. I immediately somehow just began working on a book. The book was entitled No Other Alternative. It was kind of like a Lord of the Rings meets modern day military. You have three soldiers who somehow go on a recon mission into the Canadian border by the US border, and they just somehow notice a drop in temperature and they wind up in this realm that is very similar to Lord of the Rings. They find out that they are three destined warriors that have been chosen by destiny to fight and lead a battle against an evil warlord. The other twist to it is there is a female warrior who is brought into the story early in the story. I put myself in every book I write. I wrote that when I did the character profiles, I wrote my image of the perfect woman and what she would look like. During the writing process, it just came to me, she should be a warrior too. So she joins the three of us. I remember that, my character and her character fall in love. She realizes that she's a destined warrior as well, but in this realm, warriors aren't female that much. So when she finds out, she's like amazed. I worked on that project for approximately 2.5 years, and then I scrapped it because I thought I'd be plagiarizing too many people. I wanted an original idea, something I can actually call my own. So I kept the notes. I transferred some of the characters that were original from one book into a current project that I'm working on. Now, I'm not going to disclose any details about that because I want it to be a surprise when it hits. During the course of me writing No Other Alternative, I met Heather, and it was amazing because Heather is almost a direct match to what I originally wrote in my notes. I used to carry, and I still do, carry the notes for my books with me. When I first met her, I was amazed. I said hello, and I was introduced to her. And what happened after that, I just went to my backpack, I pulled out my notes, and I fumbled through them until I found the character's profile. I looked at the notes, and I looked across the room at her. I'm like, this is unreal. She just jumped out of my imagination and into my life. At that point, I was in a relationship with a different person, another girl who was actually now my ex-fiance. I was having problems with her. I wanted to get away from her. And I didn't know that my current girlfriend, Heather, she had a crush on me. When Jennifer and I broke up, she broke up with me, and I'm thanking God that she did. I started dating Heather, and my writing just continued to change. What her aunts said to me touched my heart and didn't boost my ego, but it did boost my confidence. As I progressed in my writing, I still write poetry for different occasions, for birthdays, for just love towards my girlfriend, for sympathy, because there have been deaths I've had to deal with or other people have had to deal with since I really kicked into this. It's just amazing what writing has done for my life. When I first started dating my girlfriend, I was confined in a group home that I had been living in for 6 years, and writing was my way of escape. That was something I could just basically do myself that gave me a way of getting out when there was nowhere to go. I have been working on my current project for approximately a year and a half, maybe longer. And it's a much more extensive project. But I'm not going to disclose anything. But what I've been doing is an original idea. I'm sure of it. I look at my writing and sometimes I guess I doubt it. But if I have all these people who are so impressed with what I can do, I'm starting to take it to heart. Maybe that someday down the line, if I could get this book published, this could be my next career. I don't mind being a warehouse operator right now. I mean, it keeps me in shape. It helps me do what I do and learn how to use my math stronger, how to use my brain, my muscles, everything. It's a good job to have, but writing is something I would love to do full time. When I was still living in a group home, I would be up until all hours of the night just typing. It wasn't on the same old piece of garbage computer that my mom gave me. It was a better system. I never stopped. I did everything I had to do, and I just kept on moving. When I moved out of the group home, I started my current project. I scrapped the other one, and I started this current one. This current one is something I take pride in to this point. And I'll take more pride in it if and when it gets published. One thing I want to say to aspiring authors or young people who want to write, there's a few things I want to make apparent that would help anyone. One of those things is unleash your imagination and write with your heart, not just with your head. One of my teachers, Miss Hernandez, who was a Sunset School teacher, and she says this, hello, she had the most brilliant ideas for creative writing projects. She was a very strict teacher, but her ideas just incredible during high school, and they did more than just keep me interested in writing. It gave me a springboard from there to start my mind going. If you're an aspiring author, you do not need a computer. It's nice to have. It is nice to have, but you don't need a computer. Me, myself, I started out writing when I was a child. I didn't have a computer with word processing programs. I just pencil, pen, and a piece of paper, notebook, a notepad, a tablet, whatever. So you don't need technology to be an author, because a lot of people sometimes don't have that option. They just start out with a piece of paper and a pencil and go from there. The other things I want to say is when you're writing, if you're writing fiction, remember that scientific rules of right and wrong, physics, laws of physics, just things like that, they do not need to apply. You can manipulate what is true and what is not because it's fiction. It's not like it's really going to happen, but you can manipulate things. Rules of right and wrong could be bent and even broken. What science and physics or some kind of like fact say is one thing, you can change and make it another. Open your eyes to what you believe in and just never give up. I'm doing the best I can to get my book worked on. I don't have the amount of time I used to, but when I can dedicate it, I really do dedicate it. My girlfriend, her family, my family, many friends are just very impressed with what I could do. I even have on my Special Olympics team one of my teammates' mothers, who is a very sweet woman. Her name is Marilyn, is an author and was an English teacher for many years. And she was impressed with a love poem I wrote in honor of Valentine's Day for Heather. And she was so impressed. And she says, I'm not in the right field of work right now. She says, you could be doing so much better. And coming from somebody who's in that profession, who is a writer, who has published a book, who teaches how to write, that's like a confidence boost I haven't had since my girlfriend's aunts read these poems I wrote. I hope that someday I get it published. I do the best I can. I have to work as a warehouse operator now because I need the money. I have my apartment, I have my bills due, I need to be able to eat, I need to be able to just keep myself alive with a roof over my head. And, being an author at this moment is not an option to do that. I could see doing it maybe years down the road when I finally get this book published, because this is a major, major, major project for me. I'd say yes, maybe someday I can. I got all these other people in my life saying, you can do it. This is something you're really good at. You're a natural. But in a way, I still doubt my own skills. And that's not a good thing. I still doubt that my work will be discovered someday. I still doubt myself, and I'm still trying to get past that. I'm 29 years old. I'm going to be 30 at the end of the year. I just need to learn to pick myself up. I'm kind of a hypocrite in that sense, because I've told people never give up, and I've told people that, the world said to me, you won't do this, this, or this. You won't amount to anything. And every single one of those people, I've proven them wrong. Every last one of them has somehow been just proven wrong. And I want to say thank you for those words of discouragement, because all that did was encourage me to fight on, to keep moving, to do anything and everything I have to do to be successful in life. So what I'm saying basically in a nutshell is, writing is my expression that may someday become my career. To those people who do believe in the skills I have, thank you so much. I want to say thank you to the people on the Extreme Team basketball and bowling team who have supported me, who have read what I've written, and who believe in me. I want to say thank you to my girlfriend's family, because they believe that I could do so much. And also, this is the most important, next to thanking God, my parents. I want to say thank you to them, because my mom, my dad, and also my little sister are very impressed with what I can do. They're impressed the fact that I live the life I have now. And if I can make a significant amount of income off my writing, then the people who pushed me through will be recognized by me. I will make sure I dedicate books to them. I will make sure I buy them things, take care of them, be there for them, because they were there for me. They never stopped loving me, caring for me. There's so many people I need to thank for giving me what I have, the skill boost, the confidence boost, everything that just made me what I am. If I was to name them all, this video would literally be 2 hours long. But to those people who have helped me, thank you. Thank you so much. from the bottom of my heart, I really mean thank you. You have done so much. So for everything you've done, to the Extreme team, to my family, my girlfriend's family, my friends, my even my enemies who somehow the discouragement encouraged me to keep going, I say thank you. You guys are basically helping shape my destiny, and for that, I can't thank you enough. So, this is the end of this segment of my YouTube journals. I hope whoever watches this has enjoyed it. I wish everyone all the best, and I will see you in my next installment. God bless.